Hey everyone, welcome to the power of discipline in language learning. Today we're diving into a topic that I think is super important for anyone trying to master a new language.
Indeed. We're going to explore the crucial role that discipline plays in your language acquisition journey. It's truly the foundation upon which consistent and effective learning habits are built.
Absolutely. We'll be chatting about how a little bit of consistent effort rather than just raw talent can make all the difference in achieving your language goals. Get ready for some great insights. So, when we hear discipline in language learning, many think of rigid rules or studying for hours daily. But honestly, that sounds overwhelming and unsustainable, right?
Absolutely. And that's the core misconception. True discipline isn't about intense, sporadic study marathons that lead to burnout and feeling overwhelmed.
Exactly. One massive session might feel productive, but then you drop off, lose momentum, and it's tough to restart. It's a frustrating cycle.
Precisely. What truly matters is consistency through small, focused efforts. We're talking just 10 or 15 minutes daily. These regular, short bursts are far more impactful than infrequent, lengthy sessions. It's about building sustainable habits.
Yes, like reviewing flashcards while coffee brews or a quick podcast during your commute. Every little bit truly adds up. That steady, daily practice creates lasting progress.
Indeed, this consistent reinforcement keeps the language fresh, strengthens understanding gradually, and makes the journey far more manageable and enjoyable.
Okay, so moving from the theory to the actual doing, let's talk about some super practical daily habits. These are things you can literally weave into your day without feeling like you're adding a huge burden to your already busy schedule. My first go to tip, and it's a game changer for many, is changing the language on your phone, computer, or even your social media apps. Think about it. You're interacting with these devices constantly. Suddenly, you're seeing settings become ajustes or nachrichten instead of messages. It's passive immersion, and you pick up so much vocabulary without even realizing it. It feels a little weird at first, but you adapt so quickly, and it's surprisingly effective.
That's a brilliant one. It forces you to engage with the language in a real world context, doesn't it? Everyday actions suddenly become mini lessons.
Exactly. And another huge one for me is utilizing your commute. Whether you're driving, taking a train, or even walking, that's prime time for listening. Instead of your usual music or news, pop on a podcast in your target language. Find one that's designed for learners, or if you're feeling adventurous, a native speaker podcast on a topic you already enjoy. You're not just passively listening, you're getting accustomed to the rhythm, intonation, and common phrases. Or if you're stuck in line at the grocery store or waiting for an appointment, pull out some flashcards. Even just 5 minutes of reviewing vocabulary can make a difference. The key is finding those small pockets of time and making them productive rather than trying to carve out massive, intimidating study blocks. It's about consistency, not intensity, and making it enjoyable rather than a chore.
That's all spot on, truly. And while those daily habits are wonderful, it's natural to hit a wall sometimes, isn't it? We all face those moments of procrastination, a dip in motivation, or just feeling utterly overwhelmed by the sheer volume of what there is to learn.
Oh, absolutely. Like when I open my Spanish app and suddenly my brain just goes, nope, not today. It's a real struggle sometimes.
Indeed. And for those times, a few strategies can be incredibly helpful. Firstly, let's talk about setting realistic goals. Instead of aiming to master an entire grammar textbook in a week, perhaps focus on learning 10 new verbs or having a 5-minute conversation practice. Smaller, achievable goals build confidence and prevent that feeling of being swamped. It's about setting yourself up for success, not disappointment. Secondly, and this is quite important, celebrate those small victories. Did you understand a sentence in a movie without subtitles? That's fantastic. Successfully order coffee in your target language? Brilliant. Acknowledge these moments. They're powerful motivators and prove that your consistent efforts are paying off. It reinforces the positive feedback loop. And finally, consider finding an accountability partner. This could be a friend, a classmate, or even an online language exchange partner. Simply knowing someone else is expecting you to show up or that you'll be checking in with each other on your progress can be a huge driver. You can motivate each other, share resources, and even practice together. It turns a solitary journey into a shared adventure, making it much easier to stay on track even when your personal motivation wanes a little.
It's really incredible how those seemingly small, consistent efforts we've been talking about, like changing your phone language or listening to a podcast during your commute, really start to accumulate, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's what we often refer to as the compounding effect. Think of it like a snowball rolling down a hill. Each tiny flake of snow it picks up might not seem significant on its own, but over time it grows into something far more substantial and impactful.
I love that analogy, and it's so true. You don't just wake up one day suddenly fluent, but then you look back after a few months or even a year and you realize, wow, I can actually understand that song. Or I just had a conversation completely in English without even thinking about every word. That feeling of progress is just so rewarding.
Precisely. The confidence that grows from those consistent small victories is truly immeasurable, and it extends far beyond simply accumulating vocabulary or mastering grammar rules. The real magic happens when you begin to experience the wider world through the lens of your new language.
Totally. Like genuinely connecting with people from different cultures, understanding their humor, their perspectives in a way you couldn't before, or maybe even opening up doors for travel or work opportunities that you never would have even considered otherwise.
Indeed, cultural immersion, a deeper sense of empathy, forging new friendships, perhaps even academic or career advancements. These are the profound long term benefits that extend far beyond simply being able to order a coffee or ask for directions. It's about significant personal growth and truly expanding your horizons. So, as we wrap up, it's clear that discipline in language learning isn't about grand gestures or cramming. It truly comes down to those small, consistent efforts you make every day.
Absolutely. Think of it like building a house brick by brick. Each little action, from changing your phone's language to listening to a short podcast, adds up. Embrace discipline not as a chore, but as a secret ingredient to making real, lasting progress. Your journey to language mastery is a marathon, not a sprint, and every consistent step makes you stronger.